Do you ever just think like, why does everything have to be so difficult all the time? Like why can't I just get up and do this without making it a problem? Why can't I just go to the gym without making it a problem? Why can't I just post videos without making it a problem? Why can't I have interactions even if they don't go my way? You know what I mean? How can I make that not into a problem? How can avoid how can I avoid feeling bad when I don't need to, when it's not necessary? Like, how can I navigate myself through life in a way where I don't get held back by things that are just passing by, things that affect me for 30 minutes, depending on how I think about it. If I think about it for a long time, if I think about it for a short time. Usually when we experience something bad, we tend to think about it like right after. And or basically experiencing the whole event or the situation we think that didn't go our way or we feel embarrassed about. We experience it the whole day. It might have happened in 5 minutes, but through thinking, we relive it and we relive it and we relive it. We experience it so much that, we start feeling like that the whole day. And then that influences other things, and then you feel like, I don't know, a loser or something, and, I can't do this, I can't do that, this got in the way of this. And somehow, some way, something on the outside affected you from taking initiative or doing what you were supposed to do. Then you start thinking again, and thinking is the root of all suffering, not thought. Thinking. Thinking has no end unless you notice it. You know what I mean? Like, sorry for the stutter. Tell me how long you could go just thinking, right? And not catch yourself that whole time, man. Like, it's actually insane how much we do think. Like, everybody talks about it, your thoughts and stuff, which is true. It's just we derive our sense of self from thinking. So, we pick out things that happen to us. We thought about them enough times, they become beliefs, and they become part of our personal self. Where I was going with this video, I gotta go back to where I started. It's just the fact that we put these blockages in front of ourselves without knowing the truth of reality. Because do you really think reality is made of? Do you really think reality is made of all these limits and all these bad things and all these obstacles and all these, do you really think everything is not in your favor? Because that's what it looks like for a lot of people. It just looks like, nothing's really going in my favor, and it doesn't look like I'm in a good position. Not knowing that, even when things don't look their best, everything's unfolding in a divine way. You just have to contribute it. You just have to contribute to it. And know how to play your part, It's not about what's happened, it's about how you react to it. We can have a thought, but when we start thinking about it, we're reacting to it. We're like playing with the thought, like almost like putting a thought in a pot and then adding mad other stuff to it, just a bunch of stuff to it. And we're mixing it and paying attention to it, and we're just adding more seasoning, which is more thoughts or more opinions, more judgments, more dislikes, more likes. And it's like a never-ending cycle. Like, when does it end, Oh, tomorrow you went to school and you didn't like how the teacher said no to you after you wanted some extra credit, or you don't like how your family is, or just anything you could think of. I'm just thinking of anything that pops up. But just really think about it. Like, when does it end? There's really no ending in the whole world, man. There's no everybody thinks, and you can't really call anybody out on it just because they're not aware of it. So it's like, if you tell someone, you're thinking all the time, they're gonna be like, what? I'm thinking. Nah. The whole time they thought about, you know what I mean? They thought about it. They had to think. It's really like, you really just gotta shut the fuck up, internally and outside. Like, the mind, like, I think this is a good way to, test your mind. So if you ever go to the gym, go on the treadmill, right? Get on that running machine, right? Your mind, tell your mind, motherfucker, we're just gonna run. And I want to hear everything you have to say. Bro, that shit'll start talking to you and tell you, oh, I can't. You obviously feel tired, but it's almost like when the mind says no and you keep going, it's like you're breaking free from, like, the limits it has on you. It transfers to other things. Like, okay, the mind said, I can't right there. Wait, the mind's been saying I can't outside of the treadmill. I can't make that video. I can't make that plan. I can't do that career. I can't do this. The whole time I kept going. I had 2 more miles in me. I had 1 more mile in me. I have half a mile more in me. I did more than what my mind told me I can do. Damn, how long have I been listening to this mind for? This mind's been telling me how to do everything, Maybe I should just shut it up and not listen to it. It's been telling me who I like, who I don't like, what they did to me, what they didn't do to me. It has me in a cage. It has me in a cage of my own experiences of reality. I'm not free. And it's like, when you really realize this, you're not going to realize this until you feel uncomfortable, A lot of people don't do this because they're, like, peeling all these layers back. And it's, like, scary, It's like when you tell someone, oh, you're not your thoughts, You're threatening their identity as a person. They feel cornered, That's why they killed Jesus. He told them, you're not your thoughts. You're not who you think you are. And he sounded crazy. He was playing. He to the people. They felt like they were being played with. Like, imagine you believe something for 30 years of your life, and someone comes in one day and just says everything you thought was wrong. It's the same thing today. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to, tell people, like, think about it for real though, Don't believe everything you think. Like, see how a thought comes out of nothingness and it returns to nothingness. It just disappears. When you're not feeling mad, where does it go? When you're not feeling happiness, where does it go? Who are you that stays, Anybody I ask that to is more like a you just laugh at it just because it's like, what do you say to that, Like, they start thinking about it and stuff. It's like, okay, man. And it's better to just keep to yourself, honestly, It gets to the point where everybody's just saying, like, no. You're just so, excited to share with people that, we're wrong about everything. That they start to see it as you're trying to, like, win them over in an argument or something. Or like you're trying to, be right and make them wrong, That's how the ego looks at it. That's how the mind views it. And it's better just to keep the energy to yourself. Like anytime you want to tell somebody like, hey, rethink that, or you're not your thoughts. Just keep the energy to yourself. Be like, I need to be better. Sometimes, even from my own experience, I'm like, I'll get these bursts of like energy, and I'll feel really conscious in the moment, like very, very present. And my mind will come through the back door and get so excited and like tell me like, yeah, you gotta share this with everybody. I tell everybody, and they literally remove me from the present moment. Like now I gotta start thinking again because they told me it's not true, or like, but then you start realizing you're like, where did those words they just said come from? And then there's a pause between the words you say and you hear silence. And it's just the undeniable truth. Everything comes from nothingness. You are consciousness, and, center yourself around it. Don't forget that feeling of oneness. Just because they can't feel it too doesn't mean you have to forget.